VTR number 4938-77. This is Crossroads, episode 2872, part 1, take 1.
I know you're going to come after innocent.
If you really can't manage, I can always make it another day.
You know, the place isn't going to fall about my ears just because you take time off.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Morning.
Hello, my dear.
Good grief, you've been lurking in the corridor all night.
Well, he said come early.
Yes, I know, but 8 o'clock in the morning, you're not civilised, woman.
Well, it comes of doing too much night duty.
What have you two got planned for the day?
I don't know. It's all some great big dark secret. Hey.
Yeah.
Bad for you. Too many carbohydrates.
Well, you know, I knew I should never have got engaged to a nurse. You'll count every calorie. My life won't be worth living.
Well, have you broken the news to your family yet?
You mean about us? Well, no, not yet. It's a bit tricky, actually. You see, Mum and Dad are spending Christmas and New Year in Milan. I've got a sister out there who's married to a very sexy Italian. They're all a bit far-flung. All except Aunt Alice, that is. They've left her minding the shop.
And where's that?
Just outside Bristol. Of course, I could let her be the first to know, but I don't think that'd go down very well with Mum. Be all over the village by the time she got back.
So that's the lot, is it? Mother, father, sister in Milan, and Auntie Alice?
Well, we've got a couple of weird cousins holed up in the Quantock, so we don't talk about them.
Oh, come on, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
They keep goats and talk to bees.
Oh, well, that's nothing. I've been doing that for years. Do you know, there's a sycamore halfway down the drive.
Bees. Bees. You're not going deaf on me as well, are you?
You see how she talks to me? It's not a modicum of tact.
By the way, who rang up at 7:15 this morning?
I had an alarm call. I didn't want to risk oversleeping again. Darling, I think you might have left a light on for me last night. It wasn't very nice coming back to the cottage in the pitch dark.
Well, you weren't alone.
That's got nothing to do with it.
You can hear that great car of his coming from miles away.
Oh, I'm sorry if you were disturbed. But tonight is my last night at the casino, so it won't happen again.
Really? What's the name of the girl who was off or sick or something?
Teresa?
Teresa. She sounds like a nun. Does she look like one?
I don't know. I've never met her.
I bet you anything you like, Teresa is getting ready for a convenient relapse. And then Tony Moran will demand that you go back to the club, and of course you won't be able to refuse.
Lucy.
And then he'll ask you to stay on there permanently, and then we'll all go back and move in that awful flat, and he'll have you just where he wants you.
Lucy, you don't know anything at all about Tony Moran.
I know all I need to know.
Look, if it had any ulterior motive, I'd have known about it last night. Disappointing as it may seem, there wasn't a sign of anything.
Disappointing for whom? You?
Have a good day.
Thanks, Mrs. Mortimer.
Don't work too hard.
Come on, then. Where are we going?
Listen, all you've got to do is sit in the passenger seat, strap yourself in, and wish.
Right. Anywhere I like.
Anywhere you like, as long as it's Birmingham.
Birmingham?
I want to go shopping.
I'm not in the mood for shopping. I want to go somewhere nice.
Now,
and
look,
quiet
there's something that I just have to buy today, and somehow I don't think I'm going to get it in the middle of Cannock Chase.
What is it?
Oh, no.
Come on.
I'll tell you when we get there.
Oh, listen, if I'm going to spend my day off in Birmingham when I'm yearning for green fields and pastures, I think I'm entitled to a little bit of compensation.
Well, how about a diamond, maybe flanked by a couple of sapphires,
Eh?
maybe... We're off to buy the ring.
Hello, Lucy.
Hello?
Aren't you going to ask me in?
Oh, of course. Come in.
Is Kate aboard?
No.
Will she be long?
I don't know.
So last night at the club tonight.
Oh, is it? The other one's recovered, has she?
Something the matter, Lucy?
No.
Oh, I just wondered if I'd grown 2 heads or something.
You're, going to wait, are you?
Yeah, well, I thought I'd drive your mother to the club myself tonight.
It's a bit early, isn't it?
I wasn't planning on rushing.
Good. Perhaps we can get a few things sorted out. Won't you sit down, Mr. Moran?
Thank you.
I've been meaning to talk to you, but there hasn't been an opportunity. I'll, just turn the iron off. I expect you know what it's all about.
I haven't a clue, Lucy.
Haven't you?
No. What are you playing at?
I'm not playing, Mr. Moran. Do you like my mother?
Yes.
Are you in love with her? I'm not joking, Mr. Moran.
Neither am I.
I'm talking about my mother.
Me too.
Then you're saying that you're serious
I'm not
about
saying
it.
anything, Lucy. But one thing. Swim back to the shallow end, kid. You're out of your depth.
I am not exactly a child.
I'm fully aware of that, Lucy.
I want to know.
All right. Then I'll put it in words that even you could understand. For everybody's sake, keep your nose out of my business.
That's my property.
And your mother? Do you own her too?
I love my mother very much.
Then you go back to school, Lucy.
I knew it. She must be blind not to see through you. What are you going to say?
About what?
About what we've been talking about.
Put it back in the sleeve, Lucy. It's collecting the dust.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
I saw the car outside and wondered what you were doing here.
He's come to drive you to work. It's your last night. I'm going to clear away the ironing.
What a lovely surprise.
I thought we might have a little meal somewhere. Somewhere other than the club. Do you want to come too, Lucy?
Lucy?
No, thank you.
What? But no, I can't. Now, I'm just not going to drop everything and come over. Look, oh, just a minute. Come in. Look, but it can't be all that important. Look, put something down on paper and give it to Kate first thing in the morning. Yes, well, it'll have to do, won't it?
Are you interrupting?
No, it's nothing. Sit down, Stan.
Oh, thanks.
You finished for the night?
Yes.
I wish I was.
Bit like that, is it?
Yeah.
When I got home the other night, Anthony was round there.
Oh?
I've told him not to go round there, but anyway, he was there and they'd been talking things over. You got a headache?
Threatening.
Oh.
So what happened exactly?
He's asked her to marry him. What's he playing at?
I doubt he's playing at all.
You think he's serious, then?
Why shouldn't he be?
Well, can you see them? Jill and Anthony?
Do they see it? That's more to the point.
Can you see her leaving Sarah?
As she said she would?
Well, she must know it. They'll give me custody. That's obvious.
Maybe.
I'm not guilty of anything.
No, I know you're not, Stan.
Well, then.
But Jill's only guilty of one thing.
That's enough.
Now, just a moment. Apart from that, there's not going to be much that you can say against her, is there? Well, is there?
Suppose.
Up to that point, she's been a good wife and a good mother.
She's undone all that, Meg.
Not necessarily. Not in the eyes of the law. And to assume that they will think she isn't fit to take care of her own child...
I have done nothing.
Look, Stan, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not trying to build up a case for her. I just don't want you to take anything for granted. And I still hope that in the end it might not come to that.
493877. This is Crossroads Part 2, Take 1.
That's what she said.
What exactly did she say?
I don't care what my husband spends at your casino so long as he wins, but I'm not having spending a fortune on losing.
Well, there isn't any answer to that one. Lucy?
How are things at the motel?
Oh, routine.
You left any paragraphs out of any more letters?
No.
I have been cross-examined.
What?
If you find an opportunity, you might tell Kate that we are just good friends.
What on earth did she say to you?
Well, she seems to think it's time I declared my intentions regarding you to her.
But that's ridiculous. I mean, what does she think's been going on?
Well, she summed it up, and in a way, she's quite right. I mean, I don't live like a monk. There are women in my life. But, of course, where you're concerned, it's different. If you could see a way of getting it across to her that it is quite possible for two people to know each other without permanently or temporarily shacking up, she might draw in a clause.
Yes, of course.
Well, look, I want to get some petrol, and no doubt you want to change. Why don't we go our separate ways? And, Kate.
Yes?
Don't look so worried. I'll be back.
Evening, madam.
Now, Carney, this won't do. You're early again.
Well, madam, to tell you the truth, I'd rather be here. It isn't very cheerful at my cottage, you know. I keep seeing young Moran and Benny.
It was the funeral yesterday, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. He bore up very well, you know. Mind, I think it hit him for the first time that he was never going to see her again. Not in this world, anyway.
Poor boy, it was an awful thing to happen. He hasn't had the happiest of lives, has he?
No, madam. I reckon he were behind the door when look were being given out.
Oh, dear. Hello.
Hello. Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, I don't know, gorgeous, she says. She had the whole shop to choose from and she comes up with that specimen.
And it's lovely. What are you talking about?
Garnets and seed pearls. What do you think, Carney?
I think it's very pretty, miss. It's Victorian, isn't it?
That's right.
I thought so. My mother had one just like that.
Well, come on, let's have some tea. I'm starving.
Well, I think it's a beautiful little ring.
Well, if it's what you really wanted.
Lucy, what exactly did you say to Tony Moran?
Not much. He did most of the talking.
Now, don't interfere.
I wasn't interfering.
What were you doing then?
I don't want you to let him make a fool of you.
In what way?
He's got you right where he wants you. All he has to do is snap his fingers and there you are. I wish that you could see him for what he really is. He's using you.
Lucy, the only thing that you know about Tony Moran is that you don't happen to like him.
I loathe him.
Well, you're just going to have to learn to live with that. And if you carry on like this, the one person who's going to make a fool of themselves is you.
You think so? We'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
Now, Lucy, for everybody's sake, will you stop meddling?
Hey, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
All set?
Yes.
Let's go.
Good night, Lucy.
Night, Lucy.
Hello.
Evening, Mr. Harvey.
All on your own?
Yes. Jill's taken Sarah Jane out for a walk.
What, at this time of the night? She's doing you out of a job.
I did offer, but she wanted to.
Oh, well. Ingrid, if anyone was to ask you what sort of a mother Jill was, what would you say?
Very good.
What, just like that?
What else?
Wouldn't you say that she fusses too much over the child?
No.
Oh, well, you've had experience being with other families.
Quite a lot.
Oh. Just a thought.
Mr. Harvey.
Hmm?
Anyone who's ever seen Jill with Sarah Jane will testify that she is a good mother.
Testify?
Yes.
Yes, it might come to that. You know the way the wind's blowing, don't you?
Pardon? Oh, about the baby. That's unfortunate.
That's one way of putting it.
But hardly a catastrophe.
Is that a fact?
They had an affair.
You knew all about this, then?
Had suspicions.
He came here a lot, did he?
I don't want to answer questions about it.
No. No, it's just that, he's left my life in ruins.
Does that have to be?
What do you think?
What would have happened if the shoe was on the other foot? If perhaps a girl found herself pregnant?
Pardon?
You were in Hamburg for nearly a month on your own?
Oh, yes. And that's how it was. On my own. I've never messed about on the side. Never have. Well,
Well, what?
well, there was a time when...
Tempted.
Yes, but I mean, it never came to anything.
But near enough to make you realize such things are possible.
Oh, I know things are possible. I don't live on cloud 9. It's just that it shouldn't have happened. Not to us. I've lost a wife.
No.
And the chances are that I shall lose a daughter as well.
Hello? Yes? Mr. Harvey, it's your wife.
Oh. Thanks, love. Hello, Jill. What is it? What? Look, where are you ringing from? Jill? Jill? She's left me. She's gone off with Mortimer and taken Sarah.
Yes. 1019 Astral Street, Los Angeles, California. Look, how long will this take? It's very urgent. I must speak to him. It's an emergency. Merryfields, 6564. Crammead, 1839. What? Mortimer. Mrs. Mortimer. Please hurry. Yes. Hello? Dad? Dad, it's Lucy.